everyone. Good evening to you all. Welcome back to the channel. I am rolling up my sleeves because I love wearing spa robes. But they get in the way because the sleeves are so big. But they give me the most comfort. All right, so we're gonna fill up our little dish here. Let me see. I love this stuff. Y'all, and those of you, my OGs, know I'm not a candy person. But I will tell you this. Whew. That is so refreshing. And I mean it like literally it is refreshing. Okay, so the last video, let me fix this. Hold on. I was watching a movie. And the movie disappointed me. But that's not a big deal. I don't care. Not a big deal. All right, so tonight we have my hibiscus tea with lemon lime. And we've got our beautifully strong apple cider candle. And I'm going to put that right here so I can enjoy it. But then again, okay, there we go. So I want to make sure that you guys are, I can get you guys in here as, nope, you know what? The aesthetic is just not going to cut it. We're going to put that right there, and we're going to adjust this as we see fit. Like this. But the thing of it is, you can't see the bottom. All right, so that means I'm going to lift this up a little bit. It's just, this leans over. It really does. No, that won't come up. All right, so let's do it this way. All right, and then we'll do it a little bit like that. Okay, so what I'm feeling like is you guys are still not getting the full frame. See that? All right, that's that's about as good as y'all gonna get, because this is a B5 and I'm trying to get it as close as I possibly can. So the only thing you're not seeing is that this right here, and I'll try to remember to let me see if I can have this at an angle. All right, that might work. Okay, so what am I gonna do? We're gonna finish where we left off. We're gonna do this like this. I didn't put my jazz on because I was in the middle of a movie. And I paused it to do this. Put that right there. Okay, so I'm going to sit down and hopefully we'll be together. We'll be together. Hopefully you guys will see everything. I will try not to move anything too much. Okay, before we get started, if it feels like, if it seems to you that I am a little bit off or dazed, please forgive me. I had to take my oxytocin tonight. And, you know, I was saying, you know what, I am not taking oxytocin anymore. I don't need it. But you know what? I'm realizing that I'm going to take advantage of the opportunity that I have with this doctor. And if he's giving it to me for a good price, I want to take it because it will help me. And if you want to know why do I take oxytocin, if you're wondering what is oxytocin, hold on, I'll tell you. Okay. Y'all, this is like literally my favorite mug. All right. If you're wondering what oxytocin is a medication that what it does is it calms your nerves. Let's just put it that way. It calms your nerves. And what it does is, let's say, for example, you're mixed bipolar, and sometimes your emotions are like hyper to the left and hyper to the right. And you are feeling like, you know, I can't find that balance, that sweet spot. That means so much to me. I have family members that suffer from it greatly. And I feel sorry for them. I feel pain for them. And let me tell you why. Because just because you love God, just because you're living for Him, just because you believe heavily in Him, does not mean that you are immune from life and the trials and tribulations of life. You know, you're still going through what you need to go through. It just doesn't mean that. And I remember back when I was in my 20s, when I recommitted myself to Jesus, you know, I used to think all my problems was going to go away just because I proclaimed His love and all that kind of stuff, and I was ready to live for Him. Y'all, let me tell you, think twice, because that is not how it works. Granny used to say, must Jesus bear the cross alone and all the world go free? There's a cross for me and everybody, and you know the song. And Granny was something else. Y'all, I miss Granny so much. She was my rock. She was my ram in the bush. And I miss her. She died in 92. Yeah, she died in 92. All right, let me get my little, I always carry a washcloth in my pocket. Sorry about that, y'all. Just in case I haven't that emergency, you know, where I need to either wipe sweat off my face, or either I need to blow my nose, or whatever. I always keep a fresh cloth in my pocket. All right, so that's hand sanitizer. All right, so we're going to be nice and clean. Okay, now, so we're going to do Wednesday right this second. And I'm going to get that pen, and we're going to doodle. Y'all, I love doodling. I love doodling in my journals. I can't stress it enough. Okay. Let's see, my nose feels a little chapped. All right, so I have to go into that. So we're going to just do this right here. And then I'm going to just shade this in. I'm not going to stand up and say, am I in frame? Am I in frame? I know I'm in frame. I got to be in frame, because I checked before I sat down and I did not move anything. Okay, so put that back. So how is your day going? What is going on with you today? Did you do anything productive? Was it a lazy day? What was it that you did today that you were pleased about? Okay. Was there anything that upset you today? Was there anything that disturbed your peace today? You're always welcome to share in the comment section what your day was like. I'm always curious. Did you guys watch any good movies? Do you have any movies that you recommend? Doesn't matter what the genre is. Just if you have a movie that you feel like I should check it out, let me know. I might have already checked it out. I might have already checked it out. But, you know, it doesn't hurt. Just conversation. I appreciate conversation. Wow, I gotta check. All right. Okay, so what I did my little monthly reset, arched the brows. What else did I do? Tweezed my nose hairs. Did my full manicure. Pedicure, excuse me. All right, so there's that. So I'm gonna save this. All right, alrighty. We're gonna put these things in here. Okay, and there's that. So, all right, I'm gonna keep this to the side and put my scissors back. Yes, y'all, I am a person that faithfully loves to put things back where I got them from. I wouldn't say I was a neat freak, but yeah, I am. I don't know. I just like order. I love order. Okay, so today's tasks. I'm feeling like we know that this isn't a really good match. But we want something here to reflect. I've got, you know what, I got some brown boxes that would fit here perfectly, but I am going to use this first because I want to. All right, let's forget this. Let's put this here. Just like that. I'm okay with that. All right, and now I want to put another box right there. And let me see if I can find. I don't want to do pink. Let's put this one here. Okay. And yeah, I said I don't want to do pink. So what did I do today? I didn't get much sleep at all. I really didn't. But I woke up and I was like, I'm ready to get out of this bed and I'm ready to do something. But in all honesty, y'all, in all honesty, I did not get my good 8 hours. At minimum 8 hours, right? I just didn't. And I can feel it. And I guess you're wondering, like, why? Because you usually get your sleep on really good. What's going on with you, girl? Well, you know, life can throw you some curveballs sometimes. And you feel like, okay, I'm going to go crash. Right? And that's what you say to yourself. I'm going to go crash. But what happens is, for some reason, your mind races, and then you have dreams. And those dreams cause you to sometimes just wake up and then be like, I can't get back to sleep. Not after that dream. And for me, whatever happens to me during the day will come and haunt me at night. And it'll come into my dreams. Like, I'm really, really sensitive. I'm not complaining about that, of course, but it's like I really have to watch what I feed and what I put in my spirit, because it will come for me later. Okay, so now I want to put one more down here, and this is going to be that one. And we're going to, I said I didn't want to use the pink. Okay, I said I didn't want to use the pink, so we're going to just use that as a little pin up. All right. Now, let's do this. And we're going to do... So, yeah. So, y'all, one of the dilemmas that are going on in my life... Okay, I'm digging this. And then I'll just put what I'm feeling in correlation with these scriptures. All right, so we're going to move forward, move over to this one. And this one I'm going to really, really enjoy, because we're going to... I know that's turquoise. I don't care. But we're going to go for it. So let's see here. One of the dilemmas in my life is my husband wants to retire so bad. But there's a trap, isn't it? The trap of life. We're going to make sure that you make a lot of money. Okay? So that way we make it very difficult for you to retire. And you have a lot of government employees who continue to work past the time that they want to work, because they realize that if they retire, it is going to be such a devastating blow to their income. Even with disability and even with other things. And they feel trapped. And it is such a horrible thing. And with the current administration, a lot of stuff is being removed, if you know what I mean. And you're thinking, I'm going to retire. And you're thinking, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But then you find out that you made bad decisions. You made some very poor choices. And now you're paying the price for it, because no one, and I mean no one, okay, I need this, regular person expected that the things that have happened would happen, do you know, when we bought our house in 2007, the realtor, one of the realtors had said, you ain't gonna live to pay this house off. He literally said, our mouth dropped, right? And he was like, you know the rapture is gonna come. Believe me. you know, the world is not going to be here. Don't worry about it. And this man was so serious, right? Let's put this here. And I know that I have made decisions that I regret making, in a way, because I thought I wasn't going to be here. I never thought I would be alive at 50-some years old. I really thought I'd be gone out of here by then. Oh, that's not going to work because you got that. Okay, my bad. I didn't see that. Wow. All right, let's see. What can I put in between? How about if we put... Well, I was going to say we could put a girl there, but that would look kind of stupid with her sitting on the ground when you got the two chairs and you got this right there. But we'll try it and see. So yeah, I didn't think I would be alive this long. All right, there we go. What do you guys think? Are you thinking like that's just not a good go? Well, you know what? It's gonna stay there. It is gonna stay. But as I'm thinking about it, what if I had put the grill in the basket right there? But the basket, the grill has no, this looks indoors. I mean, I don't see it on the grass. I don't like it. I don't. I think that wasn't a good move. You might have agreed with me. All right, so what are we going to do? We're going to take her off. I don't know, you might like it. But since she comes off, we'll do that. And I was going to say this tent would be great. Let's try the tent and see if we can give it a little bit of a 3D effect. Yeah, so I never thought that I would be alive this long. Nope. All right, see that? All right, so what if we take this off? So, I have made decisions that were really great. They were excellent decisions at the time, but you just don't know what the future holds. And then it just kind of throws you a little bit. All right, so let's do this. So the good thing is God is so amazing and he's so faithful, and I can't put into words how much he has fought my battles for me and how much he has looked out for me. And I can rest assured, despite how things may look or how they may seem, he is working behind the scenes, fixing and changing and rearranging and whatever you want to call it. I don't have to worry, and I don't worry. I don't worry. But does it sadden me? Yeah, it saddens me. It does. But it doesn't break me. All right, been through too much. All right, so we're gonna, I could just leave that like that, but we're gonna put this right here. All right, that's cool. All right, I'm good. I think that you might say this is better. I think you might say this is better. All right, now, what are we going to do? All right, we're going to put this right here. Do I have any more? No, sir, I sure don't. I am a firm believer that things get better when you least expect it. And Jesus has got a knack for showing up at the last minute, saying surprise. All right, so I need a ruler. Let's grab this. And this is weird. Okay. And I'm going to create a box. But yeah, so my husband is really, really down in the dumps because he really, that was a mistake. He really thought that he was going to retire at 60 some years old. He really did. And he found out that he just made some bad choices. All right. And you know what happens? Sometimes you kind of go back to your childhood and you're feeling like, if only I had have had someone, you know, to lead me and guide me and teach me some things. You know, maybe, just maybe, I would have made better decisions. Oh, absolutely. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I know that feeling. Okay, that messed up. But we make do, we get by. Okay. Let's do, okay, right there. And, all right, I'm going to go right there. And I'm going to go and I'm going to go there. Okay, so that's crooked, but I don't care. I really don't. Because this should have been right here. All right, so I'm not liking that because this got narrow. Yeah, and I didn't want it to get narrow. So I'm going to thicken this out. And I'm going to make this mess work. So yeah, so he is really down. And as a result of that, he has become somewhat, that depression that comes and hits us all so much. It's no joke. It is a real thing. And it does not matter your faith or how you're living. It can hit the best of us at some point in time. It really does. All right, so this is going to come to there. Okay. And this we're going to white out. And it is really hard when you see people that you care for. It doesn't have to be a family member. When see them suffering, it doesn't even matter if it, you know, the cause or the mistakes that they actually made. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, because we're all human and we all make bad choices when we're young. And we don't like to always listen to old folks who know better. Instead, we want to get rid of old folks. We don't want to learn from them or, you know, talk to them. We just want to do our thing. As Fred Sanford would say, what Fred would say, do our thing. You know? I'm so glad that I listened to Granny. And I'm so glad that I took her seriously. And I'm so glad and grateful that Mr. Ralph, there was a man, this was a man who literally looked like a walrus. I'm not lying. You know, he really did look like a walrus, and other people said the same thing, that he resembled a walrus. But I love Mr. Ralph. And you want to know why? He wasn't a big figure in my life, okay? He wasn't, you know, but he just took a few minutes of his day to talk to me. And I can't remember all the details why. But he came to visit Granny, and he and I got into a conversation, and he was asking me questions about myself, and he and I were talking, and the thing he said was, I want to let you know, no matter what you do in life, make sure you save your money. Make sure you always have money stashed away, you know? Now, you know, the love of money, the obsession with money is evil, root of evil, greed, you know. But he said, as a single mother, he said, I'm telling you, especially as a single mother, that I make sure that you have money in the bank. Now, this was many years ago. This was back in the 90s. And he said, keep a minimum of $2 grand in your account. You know, well, that's a little bit of money right now in these days and age. But he instilled that in me through one conversation. Isn't it incredible how one person can just magnificently magnify your life, impact your life, right? Just by taking the time to invest in you. And that was something that I was not familiar with. Someone taking the time to invest with me and talking to me like I had sense and like I mattered. And I will never, ever forget Mr. Ralph. And I hope that he made it to heaven. And I hope that I will see him there and I can thank him and let him know, because of saving money. You know, and now Gary, on the other hand, is like, let's just dip in savings, you know, and I don't work that way. You just don't up and spend just over frivolous stuff, you know. If for me to dip in my savings, in my CD that makes hardly any money at all, is it's gonna take a lot. And that I've had that CD for so many years, y'all. And that, but I put it there because I didn't want to touch it. It wasn't there. I didn't create it for interest. I created it for, this is what you don't touch, you know. This is strictly for extreme emergency. You know, I mean extreme emergency. But this money, you pretend like it does not exist. And that's what my CD is for. Okay, so all right. Okay, we're going to do it right here. And have you ever come across someone in your life that all they did was just take a few minutes to talk to you? Could have been 10 minutes, could have been 15 minutes, and they just invested in you. And ever since then, you want to make them proud. You know what I mean? And that was the situation with Mr. Ralph and me. You know, it's like I wanted to make Mr. Ralph proud. And if he's watching me, if God is giving me, if he's with the Lord, and I want him to know that you impacted my life so much. And I always did what he told me to do. I always worked. I worked at a young age. I worked 2 jobs and went to college and went to the gym. You know, and because I had dreams, you know, and I had to make them come true because nobody was going to make them come true for me, even in the midst of the mistakes that I made, you know. But I just want to talk to Mr. Ralph and tell him thank you. I mean, I thanked him, and you know, when it happened, but I want him to know. Do you know, because of you, these are you know, money-making decisions that I've made throughout the years. And this is all because of what the seed that you planted. All right, so how you feel that? Okay, so we know that this is white on off-white paper. I don't have any off-white whiteout, because then it would be off-white out, right? And I just want to just tell him how much it meant to me. And I feel like if I had Mr. Ralph in my life, like on a regular basis, that maybe, just maybe, I would have turned out a better person. I'm positive that I would have. I really am. And the other thing is, you know, we just don't realize when you invest in someone, when you just take time to just talk to someone and teach them something and share something with them, you just don't realize what kind of seed you're planting. And I want to plant seeds. And that is one reason why I will continue to do these videos. Not just because they're therapy for me, but because I want to plant seeds, positive seeds, seeds of strength and love. I need to do it. If I don't do it, I feel a void. If I don't contribute to society in some kind of positive way, I don't feel good about myself. All right, so here is this. Look at this. Look at this. I don't like that, and I know you don't either. But we're just going to pretend. We're just going to pretend that that's not there. Okay? So what are you thinking? How are you feeling about this? I'm going to go ahead and stand up out of my comfort zone just to double check and make sure that you guys can see. This is what the bottom looks like, and this is what the top looks like. And we're at 40 minutes, so that lets me know it's time for me to go, you know. But this is, I'm good with this. I'm on to figure something out off camera, what I could do to get rid of this. And I know some of you might be saying, just make lines, but I don't like lines. I don't like lines. So I'm going to leave this as it is. If you like this video, 1 out of 10, please click the like button. Please feel free to comment. Even if it's just sending me a heart, I would appreciate that, because it helps me to know just who's watching. If you don't have anything to say, and if it's not too much of an inconvenience, please just send me a heart, one smiley face, anything. I would greatly appreciate it. It's just knowing who, you know, reached out, whatever. But if it's not, if it's an inconvenience, your phone's not with you, don't worry about it. All right, so I'm done with this, y'all. So over here we've got our little ocean vibe going on. Over here we've got the campfire, and you know what? This right here could be further back off from the beach. It really could. I love that. I really do. I'm good with that. So that's Thursday, and off camera I'm going to do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Now I don't like how this turned out, and I got a solution, and that'll be another video. Okay guys, I will see you. God bless.